and they have this notion of resilience. I mean, Minister Daly alluded to it earlier about resilience, and I suppose if we look at the definition of resilience, it's defined as a team's or a person's ability to successfully adapt to life tasks in the face of social disadvantage or highly adverse conditions, I suppose. And that's present within all fractions of the J, that notion of getting out of bed, going to training. For Mayo football, we've been in All-Ireland finals in 51, it's the last time we won it, and we've lost finals in 89, 96 through replay, 97, 04, 06, 12, 13, 16, 17. I've been to all of them since 1989. Give me a hug. But it's tough, and Andy Moran does an interview last night on Facebook, and he's talking about playing again in 2018. He's more than likely, I would hope, get Football of the Year this year. He's 33 years of age with a young child at home. He gets out of bed in January and February in the cold and wet, and we're all snuggled up in front of the fire. So, I mean, resilience, it's embedded within J, but it is also crucial for our survival as a people that we have resilience. Any thoughts on that, and maybe relating it to your story?
Yeah, resilience is probably something I had to learn the hard way. Unfortunately, like most young men, we tend to wait till things are in a situation where you have to learn it rather than choose to learn it as a skill. And so that's one of the first points I always make when I'm talking to, if it's school groups ever, is resilience is a skill. So like, if I want to be a better goalkeeper and have a really good kick out, I've got to practice that all the time and have to be thinking about it and how can I do it better. And it's the same for resilience. It's not a thing where you just wake up and you go, I'm resilient now. It's, because the reality is with life, and sometimes sport magnifies that as that, like, stuff's going to go wrong. Like, 100%, it's just going to go wrong. And I said, you touched upon it there. For me, resilience is that ability to manage that, to recognise it first and foremost, and then address it. And I would always talk about a scale of sort of 1 to 10, and resilience for me is recognising within probably 2 shifts on that scale. So if I've gone from a 7 to a 6 to a 5, then it's resilience is boom. I've recognised what's happening, I've recognised what's going on, and now is there something proactive that I can do? So that proactive step's not going to get me straight to a 10 where you go, sorted, it's all fixed. But what can you do just to manage that difficult spell? Because we all go through difficult spells. Some people's are more severe, but it's not a competition. It's not me sitting down saying my stuff's worse than you, I'm a better person than you, I'm more resilient because I came through this. I remember I had a conversation with a guy before, Jamie Wall, and he's a guy who he was a GA player, and he lost the power from his waist down. And he said a really powerful quote to me in a conversation. It was in a podcast we might talk about later on, but he just said, your shit's your shit and my shit's my shit. And that's how I view all that stuff. And I think it's a great way to look at, particularly in this service, there's no competition as such. But resilience is a skill, and I think, in fairness, the Minister touched upon it there, and I'm sure it's going to come up throughout the day. It's one of the few, or it's one of the very tangible things that we can look at, focus in on, develop to help prevent crisis situations developing down the path.